of Allah, the most beneficent, the most gracious, and the most merciful. We are very glad to meet you again. In this meeting, we will talk about a rule that is widely spread today, which is the 50-30-20 rule of how you can manage your personal finance. Personal finance is something today take care of your personal life. Your personal finance give you the push that you need in order to control your feelings and to think about yourself in a decent manner. When you think about the personal finance of controlling your abilities, your activities, your work, your expenditure, your sources of income, your sources of expenses, how you can manage your family expenses, how you manage your life in form of finance, this is personal finance. So when we talk about the 50% of your income comes of different places, first of all, let's introduce ourselves to what is our income sources. From where we can get the money. You have a salary, you are working a daily wages, you are a trader, you have your own merchant, you have your own stores, you have your own factory, you have your own profession, you get paid regularly or you get paid on occasions, you have contracts, you have money, and sometimes you don't have money. So what are your sources of income? You should have a list of your sources of income that expected for the next month. For example, we are in February 2021. Think about your source of income for the upcoming month, which is March. March, we expect to have money from these sources. Have a list of them in one piece of paper. This is one side of your story. You know exactly, most of the time, the sources of income and how much you will get in as a cash in for the next month. On the other side, you have another piece of paper. Write your expenditures. Usually, you spend your money on these things. Have them written down. So you have two papers. You have two points of view: the cash in and you have the cash out. These two sides summarizes your personal finance. Try to make a balance between them. If your sources of income match or reach your sources of or the ways of your expenditure, you normally live a normal life and feel decent about your financial position. It's not a matter of how much you get paid or how much you will spend money. It's a matter of controlling your personal finance by having the in and out meet all together, and you are feeling safe, secured in your house, with your family, with your ordinary life. You go jogging, you are practicing, you are working, you are sleeping, you are having some time, some fun, you're having your leisure time. It's okay, everything is under control by having all expenditures are met by your source of income. Let's talk about an occasion that your sources of income are lower than your sources of expenditures. What is the decision here to do? From where we get more money? It's not this idea. It's not that simple to get more money to meet your expenditures. So why not to think about the other part of the story, which is lowering your expenditures. Here we talk about two types of expenditures. The first one talks about the needs, the other one talks about the wants. The needs are necessities, things that you need, then things that you cannot sacrifice, things that you need to live to have an ordinary life. You need food, you need things to drink, you need a place to live in, you need some transportation to your work or to your main places. You need some money for utilities, paying some bills. You need money for medicine, for doctors, for some certain people. So this is what we say. It is simply the needs. You cannot live without them. The second type of expenditures, we talk about the wants. Wants, these are desires. I want these. This watch is excellent. This computer, I need it. I want to go to that restaurant. I want to eat that kind of food. These things you can sacrifice. You can think of leaving them. You can delay them for another month. I can go to a restaurant daily. Maybe once a week is enough. This restaurant has wonderful food. I want to go to this restaurant. Why not to postpone it to a second month? Because I don't have enough money for this month. I want to cover my main needs for me and for my family. So you can differentiate between the two types of expenses and concentrate your money to cover, to meet the needs, and try to take the wants expenses or expenditures away from this month to another month. So this is how we do it. Lowering your income needs to lower your, what we say, expenditures from the wants and try to control them. This is the 50-30%, and we have a 20%, which is taking the rest of the money having to be saved away because you want to spend it on investment. And this will be another lecture, inshallah, in another time. Let's go back to reality. For example, the European Union, we have a genius country, which is Germany. And Germany, they forced some countries such as Greece and Italy to control the expenditures because they face an economical problem. The sources of income for Greece is lower than before, and they have multiple loans from the European countries. How to cover them? So Germany, with the help of the other European Union countries, they told Greece, you should control your expenditures, lowering the salaries. It happens to the government face some problem with the people, but they need to have this happen on reality in life, because standing for 1 year or 2 years with lower expenditures can control the problem of what we call its liquidity. Let's summarize. The problem, the financial problems that anybody could face, or an organization or a project or a department could face, there is a misunderstanding of two different issues. When there is a problem with money, they say, I have a financial problem. It's not a financial problem, it's liquidity problem. Let's start step by step. The first problem anybody or any organization faces, which is liquidity problems. Liquidity problems comes from where? If your sources of income are lower than the ways of expenditures. So the gap creates a problem for the individual or for the organization or for the department or for the project. So this difference between the income, the cash in and the cash out, it's a matter of liquidity. It's not a matter of finance. You should study your sources of income and why they are lowered, why they have problem, why they are not as the same. Same time, you should study your ways of expenditures, why you spend money on these things, and what are these things. They are wants or needs. You should classify them into categories and try to close the gap. Close the gap. This one increases or that one decreases. The expenditures should decrease usually to meet the sources of income that you have. So if you did this work within 1 year, within a few months, you are covering the liquidity issues. If you didn't get out of this simple problem, you will move after 1 year, and this problem still with you for 1 year and more, so you have another problem, which is a financial problem. The financial problem means the policies of your income sources it has problem, severe problem. And the ways for spending your money also faces a horrible problem. If you don't control it, you will face bankruptcy, or you will face problems. Sometimes could lead you to a jail. So you should study the liquidity problem clearly, analyze your situation clearly, and be honest with yourself, or with your department, or with your organization. And finally, you should understand that getting out of this circle, closed circle, which is the liquidity issue, liquidity problem, you can control the financial problem. You will not lead yourself to a financial problem. If you enter the financial problem, it means there is policies inside your organization or inside you as a character should be modified. We are very glad that everybody is with us, and we welcome any communication with us. If you have some questions, if you have feedback, we are ready to have communicating with you. Finally, we wish you good time. Stay safe, stay at home, and have a good weekend. Thank you very much.